Welcome back, everybody. This is Primetime Action Sports. Long time no talk, but it's a great week because we're kicking off Week 9, Thursday Night Football, NFC Championship rematch between the Packers versus 49ers. However, the 49ers are depleted, basically every position. But long story short, we got a lot to catch up on. Slater, what's going on in the sports world right now you want to talk about? How are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good. One thing to catch up on, speaking on it, what a great Sunday night football game it was between the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks back in Week 7, I believe.
Yep.
Or was it Week 6?
Week 7.
Team trying to finish off this early drive. And Wilson will loft it for an easy touchdown to Tyler Lockett. Had thought about playing baseball as he takes a snap on the 3rd and 2. He goes deep down the left side, and it's pulled into the touchdown by DeAndre Hopkins. With 6 different receivers, and this time he drops one, and it's picked off at the goal line. That's Buda Baker. Buda Baker out in front. Can Metcalf track him down? Can he chase him down? And he does to save a touchdown. It's drove in motion, and they will go for it. And Murray spinning around. He's all the way back at the 25 and throws up a prayer. And
Mine says DK Metcalf probably isn't stopping.
high in the stroke the sideline before he steps out of bounds. Gets Wayne right the 7. Murray and wide open and making the catch. Christian Kirk, touchdown.
Like big numbers, too.
Throws deep downfield, and it is Lockett for the touchdown.
This can't be tackled.
Murray keeps it. And Murray dives and gets into the end zone. High is the back. Wilson sliding left, throwing, and that will be caught for a touchdown. Oh boy, by Lockett. Did he indeed stay in? He beat 87 yards. Flare him out to the right. Pass goes to the 1-yard line, and then it's Christian Kirk trying it in, and he does for the touchdown. And that kick is no good. Because it's one. Gets it off. Throw it out to Metcalf. Finally makes a catch. Stays in. Get down the sideline. He's going to go over, but a flag is down. A flag is down at the 43-yard.
Hopping, great screen. Set that up, and there's the hold. No question about it.
Pass is intercepted by Isaiah Simmons.
Saving just in case.
Can he make this one? It is good.
That was a great game. I love that. There was many highlight plays in there. It was super entertaining to watch. And also, shout out to Khabib, the Eagle Nurmagomedov, retired 29-0. Said he's retired. Put on just a wonderful performance against a guy like Justin Gaethje, who dismantled one of my favorite fighters, Tony Ferguson, back in May. Other than that, nothing much. I'll let you know how I'm feeling on some other things when we get into the NFL, but yeah, feeling good, ready to go.
All right, well, you mentioned, that matchup between the Seahawks and the Cardinals, NFC West kind of duel right there. A lot of people said that's the most toughest division right now in sports, just because you got the Rams, Niners, Hawks, and Cardinals. Right now, the Cardinals are red hot. They're looking at a solid record down the road. Shout out to Kyler Murray, proving a lot of doubters wrong, Vlad. So I'm really hyped on this too. But let's get into Week 8, Slater. I'm going to start off with a positive note, and I'm going to go to my winners. And that's going to go to the Dolphins, who they benched Fitzpatrick after a really good game against the Jets. They put into their first round pick, good prospect, left-hander. He didn't really do anything. He had 108 yards, 1 touchdown to Devontae Parker. But the defense really stepped up. They dismantled the Rams, who I think are kind of also on that borderline pretender-contender because they've had an easier schedule to start the season. So that's my winners, but specifically Dolphins D. My losers, and I hate to say this, it's the LA Chargers, because yet again, you have the fourth quarter lead. You got Herbert, who's a stud right now, putting on, prolific numbers right now, tying Cam Newton right now with most passing yards through the first 6 games of a year as a rookie.
Touchdown, Keenan Allen. Looking.
throwing, touchdown.
That's really well done. That's just...
Herbert going to go for it all. Corner the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Mike Williams.
He is slinging it, and you decide to go conservative when you have the lead in the second half. You don't pass. You don't give it to Herbert when he's on fire. So those are my biggest losers. Blow another fourth quarter lead.
This is Lindsey. And Lindsey finds running room. 40, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Denver Broncos. Watt, end zone, caught, touchdown. On first down, Locke to throw. Over the middle, and he's got his man. That is Hamilton. And Hamilton to the end zone for the touchdown. Gordon in the backfield with Locke. Locke gonna roll and throw. And caught. No, it's ruled incomplete. One official ruled incomplete. And now they've changed it.
I think he got both feet down. That was a good throw. I think KJ Hamler gets both feet down in bounds.
But the bright spot is Justin Herbert looking like the stud. A lot of people, including myself, were hating on him in that draft pick, saying he was kooky, he wasn't going to fit into the NFL because that Oregon-styled offense. But hey, he's proven it right now, and he is going out. He is going out there week in and week out performing. And I hope that this week against the Raiders, they actually just kind of let him keep flowing it and stop being conservative. And this is something that actually Ryan Pierce, our sports analyst lead, wanted me to say on air, is that it's time to fire Anthony Lynn. You look at all these blown fourth quarter leads, not only from this year, but dating back to past years, with Phillip Rivers too, especially last year. And then even the year before, his first year, we were 12-4, but we had a lot of close games, that were one possession games that luckily came on top of most of those. But you got to fire Anthony Lynn. It's a Mike McCoy kind of serum all over again. That's what Ryan wanted me to say. I'm honestly kind of on board with that, but that's probably just more frustration on my end. I think with ever coach you got to get with Justin Herbert, it's going to be prosperous. So that's my rant. That's my rant. Slider, now into the inevitable Week 9. We are almost at the playoff slot.
I know, Week 9, we're more than halfway through the season. It's kind of heartbreaking to say, just because I love football so much. But other than that, this weekend,
Sunday night.
This weekend we got some good games. One in particular I'm looking forward to is the return of one of my favorite players in the NFL, Antonio Brown. He's coming back to play with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady, Bruce Arians, alongside Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Fournette, and those guys. There's a lot of people down AB and his character, but based on what I've seen and what I've heard, I think that AB's in a good spot right now. I'm not going to go out and say that he's a totally different person, because he's not, because this was only just less than a year ago, but he's more happier. He's focused, he's got structure, he's living with Tom Brady, so he's going to be there on time, on practice. They're already practicing, reviewing the playbook.
Yep.
And they're facing the New Orleans Saints. Week 1, didn't go Tampa Bay's way. It was Tom Brady, his first game as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. They looked good, but they couldn't get rolling on offense, and ultimately they ended up losing the game. But I'm really looking forward to that. Let's not forget last year Antonio Brown tried out for the Saints. He said it was a publicity stunt, but with Chris Godwin most likely going to be out, this is going to be a big game. This is going to be a big opportunity for AB to step up and put his foot back in the door and kick down the door and back into the NFL. So I'm excited to see him 8 times 4. Call God.
Is that what his number's going to be, though?
No, I'm not sure what his number's going to be, but either way, it's not going to be 14. Could be 81.
17?
No, it can't be 84 because that's Cameron Brate.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what. It doesn't matter. I don't really think he cares. I think he just wants to go out there and play football. It doesn't matter what number you are. Just go out there and play ball, and that's ultimately what AB's going to do, and he's going to ball out. Trust me, with the snap count that he has. Leading into my next thing. It's been a rough 2020 for New England Patriots. It was really good at the beginning. Monday night, we got the New York Jets and the New England Patriots. I mean, looking at it, you should be, okay, it's the Jets. We're good. but I'm nervous as hell.
0 wins.
I'm nervous as hell here because if somehow we lose to the Jets, and I'm not trying to disregard the Jets because Sam Darnold, he's a good player. We've seen glimpses of him make good throws, and I mean the Jets are a professional team. It's a divisional game, so I'm not going to totally discredit them. But at the same time, they're 0-7. We're the New England Patriots. I'm not saying our record speaks for how good we're playing, but we're not playing good. So if we lose Monday night to the Jets, I don't know. I mean, we'll just. We gotta eat it on the chin, I guess, and then we gotta look forward to next year because we're most likely gonna be at third in that division if we're starting 2-6 here. Because I mean, Miami's ahead of us. We got the Bills, who we just lost to. So if we got room to lose maybe in this new 7-team format in the playoffs. We got room to lose maybe 2 more games, and that's it. So if we lose to the Jets, I think that's just the end of it right there. So.
And they started off kind of decent too. Cam Newton's been looking like ever since he got COVID, they slowed down. But I actually have noted right here about Antonio Brown. There's a lot of mouths to feed in that Buccaneers offense. But what are your predictions for how he's going to debut on Sunday night against the Saints?
He's going to come out hot. It's Antonio Brown. He's one of the best receivers of all time. And like I said, what I've seen, it seems like he's really stepped up his game mentally, not just physically. He's still in shape. He's a guy that prides. He's even said he's a guy that prides himself on being physically fit. A lot of people can relate to that. But also, his numbers speak for himself. He's a great player. We've seen it. The last time him and Tom Brady went out there on 9 days practice. The limited snap count he had, 4 receptions, I want to say 54 yards and a touchdown. Just bang, bang, bang all down the field.
Like the first drive or something like that?
It was first drive. They had ultimate chemistry. And when you put 2 good players like that together, it's like I'm saying, it's like LeBron. When you put like another good player like Anthony Davis with LeBron James, they're going to play good. LeBron with anyone plays really well. When you got a good quarterback like Tom Brady and you got a potential Hall of Fame wide receiver like Antonio Brown, they're going to play well together. So I think Antonio Brown, I'm going to go out and say it depends on what his snap count will be. If he's going to play the full game,
answer the question.
If he's going to play the full game, full snap count, he'll have no less than 8 receptions, and he will have at least 120 yards and maybe 2 touchdowns.
That's bold.
And maybe 2 touchdowns.
That's bold as hell.
Hey, business is booming, okay?
All right.
Business is booming in Tampa Bay.
Hey, bold predictions. I'm going to transition. I'm going to say the Bears upset the Tennessee Titans on the road behind Nick Foles' not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 touchdown passes. That's what I'm going to say.
Throw all those touchdowns to?
Allen Robinson, your boy Montgomery, Jimmy Graham, and Montgomery again. That's
Okay.
what I don't know exactly. I'm just kind of throwing it out there because that helps you fantasy. Another thing, is there actually another game you're keening on, or another certain matchup?
No. I'm strictly focused on Week 9. The Jets, we got to look forward to that, okay? I mean, I'm a big Tampa Bay fan, kind of, just because of Tom Brady and Gronk. But, ultimately, at heart, I'm always going to be a Patriots fan. That's my number 1 team, ride or die. No matter what, we could go 0-16, I'll still be there. But, let's go. We got to beat New York this week, and then I don't know. Honestly, I haven't even looked past New York yet, so I'm just...
It's kind of a tough one. I think they face Baltimore, or the Steelers or something tough. Pittsburgh maybe. All right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna shout the Cardinals too, because this is a big game for them. Because if they win, they can assert themselves as one of the top teams, not only in their division but the NFC as a whole. Because they'll have only 2 losses in the season against the Lions and Panthers that they lost to. But I'm looking forward to that, just because, like I said, they can assert themselves as one of the best, and it's Miami's defense, so they're kind of playing good too. I don't know how Tua is going to play, but these are 2, first round picks, out of their respective classes and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. But Slater, I want to get into this since you have nothing else to say. A couple weeks ago, we talked about pretenders and contenders, right? And I said the Buffalo Bills, if they're determined how they can keep up with the big boys and play assertive football. And they kind of did, but they also didn't. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I am labeling them, write it down for Presley Thomas, that they are this year's pretenders for me. 2020 pretenders. You look at what they've done since we last talked. At week 6, okay, Allen had 2 touchdowns. All right, looking solid. He kind of proved me wrong. Next week we go to week 7, 1 interception, 0 touchdowns. Week 8, 0 passing touchdowns, but 1 touchdown. Okay, so those are kind of good numbers. They're sitting there right now at 6-2, looking at top of division. Could make the playoffs, but that doesn't mean they're not pretenders. You look ahead of their schedule. They've got Seattle, the Cardinals, then they have their bye. They face the Chargers, Niners, Pittsburgh, Denver, and New England. Those are all really tough games. You know, you mentioned the division, the division heat with New England. That can go anyways. End of the season, New England always kind of plays well.
Yeah.
I'm labeling them either at 9-7 or 10-6. That's their ceiling. Their low is going to be 9-7. They're still going to be pretenders in my eyes. I'm trying to go 3 for 3 since we've been doing this. But Buffalo Bills are my year pretenders.
Okay.
So that's my. And Slayer, you got any thoughts? Any players you want to shout out on fantasy? Anything else going on?
Yeah. Shout out Michael Thomas. Just traded for him, a blockbuster trade.
Nick,
The trade made a lot of sense to me. Like I've said numerous times before.
is he playing?
I'm 3. Who knows? I'm 3-5. Not much momentum anyway. Have to make something happen. So here it is. F it. That's what.
All right, guys. Well, actually, Slater, I don't know because whole COVID situation and what we've been doing over the last couple months with no sports, and then we kind of tuned back in. November 9th, labels are 2 years as Primetime Action Sports. It's our first recording way back. We had the dub somewhere with some pictures. We had the mics. November 9th is going to label our 2 years, so it's coming around the corner. 4 days.
2 years?
2 years, dude. That's crazy. So, going back to that, I just want to shout out everyone that's been writing for us for these last 2 years. Mom, Dad, Katarina, Lauren, Akash, Clementi, Ryan. I'm trying to think who else has been on there. Shane. Sorry, Shane.
Luke,
MJ, everyone that's kind of just participated in general, all our Instagram and subscribers on YouTube. Thanks for always tuning in, helping us support, giving, slapping out stickers, slapping out hats. Oh, Vlad too. Sorry, for always forget Vlad. But yeah, it's been a great experience, and we hope to keep pushing this on for another 200 years, and just keep giving out good content, giving out weekly content and our kind of takes. And you know where to find us. We're on YouTube, Primetime Action Sports. You know where to find us on Instagram, Primetime Sports. The I in time is a Y. That's our famous kind of slogan. So guys, it's been a pleasure. Slater, any last words to our fans and audience at home?
Yes. Saturday, the Aztecs taking on San Jose State. Aztecs have the #1 ranked offense, defense, scoring defense, all that. So tune in, watch the Aztecs. Cameron Thomas, my boy. Let's get this dub against San Jose.
Yes, Steve's probably hyped for that one, huh?
I know. I wish I had more to say, but I kind of forgot. So I had to just throw it in now. So it's not much, but shout out the Aztecs. We've been going to games since I was in 5th grade, so it'll be exciting to see them. And I heard it'll be a good game. San Jose State is really well coached. The Aztecs, obviously, like I said, they're #1 in everything, so it'll be a good game.
All right, guys. Well, you know where to find Slayer9 on Instagram. Give us your thoughts, give us your feedback, tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. So we want to hear back from our fans that have been making us go strong for 2 years. But until next time, go Kyler Murray and Chargers. We out.